This is a special message for people who are in rehab or who have gone through rehab. First of all, kudos to you for making it through. There are a lot of people who don't survive addiction. There are some people who don't make it through, some people who don't even have a chance to seek help, and they're no longer with us. So kudos to you for that. I give you credit for that. And my prayer is that you continue to stay clean and that you continue to stay positive. So I'm sending that energy to you because been there, done that. There is something that I want to refer to that happens post rehab. Because let's say that you've done, you're getting ready to leave rehab or you've left rehab, you got to get back into the world now. So you're back out into the world and you're dealing with people. You still have your support groups that you have to deal with, but now that you're back in the swing of things, you're back in the rat race. First of all, you have to understand the fact that there are some people who still recreationally participate in substances. They may not be addicted. These could be the type of people that just like to have that one beer after work every day. It's not to the point where they're going through cases or anything like that. It doesn't interfere with their job or anything. It's just a social thing. It's recreational. It's not for us to place judgment on them, okay? They may engage in, doing drugs or whatever the case may be. But they do it like, they might have like a little bit of weed after work. I'm not diminishing the use of drugs. Don't get me wrong. I'm not diminishing that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about people use it at different levels. And I'm just trying to give you an idea and let you know that it is out there. And once you've completed your process, in order to get clean, you have to make it a point all day, every day to make sure you stay clean. And it's about people, places, and things. So first of all, you're not going to turn around and go back to the same places and deal with the same people and be around the same environment that you were in when you were using. That's a rotten idea. And one of the reasons why a lot of people do relapse is when they get out of rehab, they're going right back to them same people. Well, what do you expect? Just because you got clean, they didn't get clean because they didn't seek help. You sought help. So because you sought help and you got the knowledge and everything else and you're this new person, what makes you think that you can go back to that same area to the same people who haven't done anything and haven't accepted the fact that they have a problem? What makes you think you can go back over there and everything will be cool? It's not going to be cool. So some people, when they get out, they've got this new sense of self, which is great, but they suffer from what I call relapse paranoia. They get so paranoid about relapsing that they don't go anywhere or do anything with anybody. And see, that's a problem. Because if you went through the entire process, before you left the process, you would have been told, look, this is the world, this is what you're dealing with, you're going to have a backbone to deal with it. But some of y'all left the process prematurely. And that's who I'm talking to right now. So you felt everything was cool. So instead of doing the whole 90 days that you were supposed to do, you left on day 69 and went back out into the world. And you went and locked yourself up in your apartment and didn't come back out. So you're going to spend the rest of your life not socializing with people. You can't go to any parties. You can't go to a wedding. You can't go to this service. You can't go to this place. You can't, because you haven't completed the process. You haven't been taught how to resist, how to cope, how to be in mixed situations. You didn't hang around long enough to get those skills. And if you want to be truly successful, yes, I know you're supposed to avoid people, places, and things. I get that. But sometimes you're going to go places and you're going to see people get involved. Case in point, let's say that you were an alcoholic and it was bad. And you had to wind up going to rehab and you had to wind up doing 90 days, 120 days, 180 days, whatever. You wind up doing it. and you joined AA and started going to the groups and everything, but you were supposed to wind up doing the whole time, and you didn't. You started to feel pretty good. You know, the 90-day program, you started to feel pretty good around day 78 and felt that it was time to go. And they can't make you stay. But the thing is, you didn't learn that last little bit of information. So you're thinking you're okay. And then all of a sudden, let's say there's a carnival in town or a concert venue that you want to go to. You're in the crowd. It's a concert venue, football game, whatever it is. They serve alcohol there. Carnivals, festivals, they may serve alcohol there. And you see people walking around drinking and everything else with the bottles in their hand, with the cups in their hand and everything else. All of a sudden, you're getting the shakes and you're freaking out and you feel you got to run away. You're paranoid. You know, so from that one experience, all of a sudden, you don't want to come out anymore. And lock yourself up somewhere. Nobody knows where you are or what's going on. You become a hermit. Because at one time that you went out because you didn't finish the program, you didn't learn the skills to deal with the world. All of a sudden, the world is a bad place because you found yourself in public or in a restaurant. You see people enjoying alcohol and everything else. See, you didn't complete the process enough where you can resist. You didn't get all the information that you needed. And a lot of people are notorious for doing this. They tell them in the beginning, you got to do 90 days. You got to do 120 days. You got to do 180 days. Case manager tells you that. But because you're feeling good, you want to go. No. It's the same analogy as a person, let's say that they got an injury and they were given a prescription for pain. And the doctor says you're supposed to take this 2 times a day for 6 weeks. So, you know, whatever broken bone it is in the injury that you had or torn muscle, it can heal. Okay, take this 2 times a day for 2 weeks and then come back and see me. This person turn around and take the medicine for about maybe 7, 8 days. They're feeling great, so they stop taking the medicine. It's the same analogy with the rehab situation, and it happens every single day. These people are feeling great because they feel they've taken enough medicine. You're not in the headspace to do that. You've forgotten. You are in a facility where there are people who have been there, done that. They know the game. They are qualified. That's how come they're giving you so many days. You got to do all of it, people. You got to do all of it. You can't come out here in the world after the fact or before the fact and say, oh, well, I'm just not going to be around the world. Because the truth is, you're going to see people smoking. You're going to see people drinking. When you go to different venues and things, they're going to be people doing that. And if you're not equipped to handle that, then you're going to be home a lot. You're not going to be able to be social. You're not going to be able to go cookouts and family reunions and stuff like that. You're going to have to be able to handle yourself. So just stay a little while longer. Go through the process. If you may be feeling good,